Alright, today we got the MN-45. I got some major modifications I've been doing to this past couple days. So as you can see from the top there, I did cut out around the edge here for the ESC to fit up through. Nice little hole there, perfect. The wires coming up through, and got the antenna up through there as well. Underneath that's where the servo and power switch are. And the battery tray, which was actually that big and was actually supposed to be mounted back here behind the wheels. I took that and I just used part of it, cut it down, made it a little bit skinnier, mounted it on the frame here, and that's where the battery is going to go. It's up in the center now, a little more weight up there. And I also, you can see here, cut the extra tabs off where the suspension rods went. I moved the bottom rod here up to where the top rod used to be, and then drilled some fresh holes and moved the top rod up even further. Did that on all the corners, so now it's got a lot more ground clearance. Nothing really sticking down there. I made the motor a little bit, but that's another thing I did is the motor is actually upside down, if you didn't notice. This is usually the top side of the motor. And under the battery here, this is usually the bottom side. Now as you can see, there's this piece that sticks down quite a bit there, and that's stuck down very far. I just flipped it upside down, and this little hole here had a little plastic nub on it that stuck in. I just chipped that off, and then 2 screws on either side to hold it in. And that took care of all my ground clearance issues. Fantastic. Did some good work on that. And because I did all that, I decided I was going to modify the body a bit. So I took the front bumper, cut off the extensions on there, and moved it back. Took about a ½ inch or inch off, sticking out in the front. And then I added the WPL wheels, the white, drilled out the holes there on all of them. Glued those puppies up, nice. So everything's working good. I did have to modify the steering arm just a bit with everything that was going on. I also had to change the axles, the way that everything is bolted in. As you can see, the axle is not straight on anymore. It's actually tilted this way so that the drive shafts go up high. You can see there, it's kind of pointed up instead of straight. So in order for that to work, the steering arm used to be on the bottom. You can see I clipped those little nubs off. Move the steering arm to the top, and just use a bit longer screw to connect the steering arm from the servo down to the steering. You can see I got some little marks on there from the pliers I used to bend it and get it to fit right. So I'll have to get a metal one eventually, I think, just to get that a little bit more used. But I do the same on the back side. So you can see that the axle there is turned just a little bit. You can see that right there, pretty good, I guess. So instead of being straight out and then up, I have the yoke of the drive shaft straight up. Still quite an angle at the top, you can see there, but way less of an angle on the bottom, so there's less drag on those drive shafts. They're pretty straight out until you get up to where they connect to the actual gearbox itself. So yeah, I got a 40 amp ESC in there, waterproof. I'm just running a little 650 milliamp 7.4 volt LiPo that I had from another truck. And like I said, I switched out the connecting arms so they're riding up higher. Used to look something like This one, which I'll probably do this one as well. This is the D90. So you can see there's a nub sticking down with the suspension rods connected. And how far that sticks down, the motor and gearbox. So there's a lot of space there that's being taken up by that. So imagine that, with all that cut off the bottom and the motor turned up, that literally moves the ground clearance from here to where it would touch-ish, all the way up to here. That's a lot of extra ground clearance, especially when you're crawling over rocks and roots and stuff. Helps you not. So that's what it used to look like, and this is what it looks like now. Completely different. Nubs, big motor sticking down there, and that's how it looks now. Motor's still sticking down a little bit. That's just about level right there. So, looking cool. Loving it. Did a great job there. Big difference. Alright, so like I said, I did cut the front bumper off and move it in. So see there, it's just sticking out past the body, just enough. That gave it a much better approach angle on the front for sure. And then I also shortened the back. See how much smaller that is. The original stuck way out because I had to make room for that battery back here. Stuck way out here. It's actually the piece that I cut off, so that's how much longer that used to be for that battery to fit in. I took that piece up and cut the back off. Still got the same rear end, same exact situation. A lot of work, actually, something I don't have really the right tools for, so I was using a Dremel tool. So you can see I got a little bit of a space there you can see through. But other than that, it came out pretty good, I think. I mean, could have been worse. You can see real close up here, there's definitely a little gap there. And there's side, same thing. You can see just a little bit of the work that was done. But for my first real big body model like this, I think it came out pretty good. Not too shabby. This side especially, that's a nice tight fit right there. I like that. This one, not as good. So, yeah, you live and you learn. But I do like the look of that much better now. Especially with those little bit smaller tires than the stock. It kind of makes it look like it fits a little better. And again, way better approach angles on either end, and tons more ground clearance down here. And that's just oogles of ground clearance compared to what it used to be. Liking that a lot. Liking the look of this truck a lot. Like I said, with that white top on there, I like the white rear wheels. They're a little bit smaller, so it looked funny being, you know, it was another inch longer in the front and at least 2 inches longer probably on the back after I sanded down and cut that big piece off. So big difference there. And then at least another 1/2 inch ground clearance up. Everything's kind of moved up out of the way there. You can see that's gonna provide a lot of crawling situation. So we'll see how it goes. A few more upgrades probably, and I will do some paint and some other little mods on this, but as for mechanical, until something breaks, I think I'm set. Oh yeah, I also did put the metal drive shafts on there. These aren't my favorites. The slide mechanism is very stiff. The way that slides in there, it's metal on metal, so it, I don't know, kind of wants to get stuck a lot. The slides. Also, these clips, there's just little bands around there that hold these little clips in. Those bands aren't very good. So. One that I bought for another truck didn't fit it. They were too tight. They were actually too tight on this as well, but once I flipped the motor upside down, that moved the drive shaft up about 1/2 inch, which gave the extra length. As you can see, the front one still is pretty tight, even with the extra length, so that was pushing on the front drive shaft. Everything's working good now, though. We'll take it out tomorrow, see how it goes with these new upgrades compared to what it was in the stock form.